Famous first photographs in history, from the oldest photo ever to the first photo shared on internet. The first photograph caught on camera, 1826. Colorized reoriented enhancement, right. The photo was found to be taken at his home from a second-story south-facing bedroom window. The first daguerreotype photograph, 1837, Latelier de l'artiste, Louis-Jacques Monde Daguerre, 1837. The first photograph showing a living person, 1838, Boulevard du Temple, 1838, Paris, France. The earliest self-portrait photograph, 1839, the first photographic portrait image of a human ever produced, Robert Cornelius, head and shoulders, self-portrait, facing front, with arms crossed, 1839. The earliest surviving photograph of a woman, 1839 to 1840, Dorothy Catherine Draper, 1839 to 1840. The oldest photograph of a U.S. president, 1843, photograph of President John Quincy Adams, 1843, United States. The earliest photograph of the sun, 1845, first photo of the sun, 1845, Paris, France, captured by Hippolyte Fizeau and Léon Foucault. The first color photograph, 1861, tartan ribbon, 1861, London, England. Oldest aerial photograph, 1860, Boston, As the Eagle and the Wild Goose See It, 1860. The first news photograph, 1847, A Man Under Arrest, France, 1847. The first newspaper photo, 1848, Barricades Rue Saint-Maur, Paris, June 1848. Oldest photo of New York, 1848, the oldest surviving photograph of New York, depicting Manhattan's Upper West Side, 1848. First photo of war, 1870, Franco-Prussian War, Battle of Sedan, September 1, 1870. First hoax photograph, 1840, self-portrait as a drowned man, 1840, France. The first digital photograph, 1957, the first digital image, created in 1957 with a rotating drum scanner, first invented by NIST. First photograph of Earth from the Moon, 1966, first view of Earth from Moon, 1966. The first photo of a tornado, 1884, first tornado on camera, 1884. The first photograph Temple of Zeus, 1842, Temple of Zeus. This photo shot in 1842 shows the Temple of Zeus in Athens, Greece. Ancient ruins were a popular subject matter for early photographers who used the new technology to record the world's past. First underwater photo in color, 1926, first underwater photo. In 1926, National Geographic photographer Charles Martin and botanist William Longley took the first underwater photograph in color. The first fatal airplane crash photograph, 1908, the first fatal airplane crash photograph. This photo from 1908 showcases the death of aviator Thomas Selfridge. The plane was an experimental design by the Aerial Experimental Association, which was part of the U.S. Army. The first colored landscape photograph, 1877. The first colored landscape to showcase the world in color was taken in 1877. The shot depicts southern France and is appropriately titled Landscape of Southern France. Photo taken by Louis Arthur Ducasse du Horan. The first underwater photograph, 1899. The first underwater photograph, circa 1899. The first X-ray image, 1895, Anna Bertha Röntgen's hand is pictured here in the first medical X-ray image. It was taken by her husband, Wilhelm, in 1895 after weeks in his lab experimenting with a cathode tube that emitted electromagnetic energy. The first photograph of the moon, 1840, the first photograph of the moon. This daguerreotype by John W. Draper from 1840 is the first photo of the moon. Taken from his rooftop observatory at New York University, the image has since sustained extensive damage. The first lightning photograph, 1882. The first photograph from Mars, 1976. The first photo Machu Picchu, 1912. The first high-speed photo shoot, 1878. First photo ever uploaded on the internet, 1992. The first photo of the far side of the moon, 2019. The first photo of the far side of the moon. China became the first country to soft-land a spacecraft on the far side of the moon in January 2019. Shortly after landing, the Change 4 probe beamed back the first photo ever captured of the dark side of the moon.